Greetings, welcome back to this monumental mammoth mission that I've embarked upon, where I'm covering all the buttons in Autodesk Inventor and explaining what they do. As per the other videos I've done in this series, this is not a tutorial, it's not a guide, it's not a follow me along, it's just a brief demo of what each button does and where you'd use them. And if you want to see more from this playlist, do get subscribed, click that bell and notifications on, and YouTube might let you know when I release future videos, who knows these days. And then just for shizzes and gigs, press like because it helps with the stats and that. Right, so in today's video we're going to be looking at the work features panel. This is the next one on the list. You've got 4 main buttons in the work features area: plane, axis, point and UCS. Wow, it's difficult to do this without it ending up being a full explanation on what each of the buttons does. I'm going to try my hardest to not do that, or else it'll go on forever. But each one of these buttons calls up a work feature. You've got 3 types of work feature. You've got a plane, which is a flat surface. You've got an axis, which is essentially a thin line running through space, and then a point, which is just a point. And you create these to help you further model stuff where it's otherwise not possible to model stuff. So off the bat, right, when you first start a model, Inventor gives you 3 planes, 3 axes and a point to start with, right? These are your center planes, your origin planes, they might be called, standard construction planes. It's got different names, but these are all work planes. So YZ, XZ and XY, these are all work planes. And then you've got X, Y and Z axes running through space on the X, Y and Z axis. And then where everything intersects, all these areas intersect, that bit there is your center point, which is a work point. You can use these for the basis of the first sketch in your model. So you can say start a new 2D sketch on that plane. But once you've started modeling stuff and you get to this point, for example, these start to become pretty useless, mate. You see, these are all intersecting around here. And there's the, well, select them all up. All right, there's the center point over there. My model's ended up all the way over here for some reason. So these are no good to me anymore. So if I want to start to model and create other bits and pieces on this side, then I need to start making my own planes, axes and points. That's kind of what they're there for. So without going into any more detail about where you'd use them, let's look at the buttons. And the buttons are quite intelligent, but if you click the drop down underneath plane, it gives you a dozen or so different methods for making a plane. If you're at the start of the Inventor journey, try your hardest to not use these buttons. Use them as a reference as to how you can make planes, but don't use these, because every one of these options here can be done by just clicking this button here. All these do is restrict your cursor to just this type of placement. So if you want to create a flat plane through 3 points, you'd select this button here, and now it's only letting you pick 3 points. And you might think, well, what's wrong with that? That's nice. Well, yeah, but you have to sit and think about which one you want first. Whereas if you were to just click plane, and then you can just then click 3 points. But whilst you're doing that, you might think to yourself halfway through, actually, yeah, there's a better way of doing that. And then you can just escape and then click the plane button and find a different way of doing it. It's highlighting everything in your model now. You can create a plane on anything if you just use the main plane button, whereas these restrict the placement to just these options. So these are good as a point of reference, but although there's nothing wrong with using them, I would just, if it was me, avoid using them and use the main plane button. Same goes with an axis, same goes with a point. It'll restrict your placement to just these types of entries, like torus. Center point of a torus. We don't have a torus here, so I can't actually select anything. It's just, there's just nothing there to pick. So we've got plane, axis and point. What I'll do is I'll show you what each of the buttons do and what you end up with. So first off is a plane. Like I said, a plane is for creating geometry for, or creating an extra face to sketch on where there would otherwise not be a face. So we've got all these different placement methods. Use the main button, select 2 objects, like 2 flat faces, and it'll intersect a plane based on the inputs that you define. And then you've got your plane. Even though you can see it visibly on screen, it is actually infinite in size. You can drag it up, you can make it smaller. Even though visibly this plane looks like it's only working up there, it's actually not. If you were to sketch on that plane, you can draw wherever you want to. That's just a visible representation of it, but it's actually infinite in size. So that's a plane. An axis, if we hop over to another model that I've got, an axis can be used for a center line. And you can also make simply an axis. You would normally just pick like a curved face. Select any curved face and it'll put an axis through the center line of where that curved face would make up a full circle. But you can also place axes on edges. You can route an axis between 2 points, like route an axis between, my hand just twitched. You can route an axis between that point and that point, and it'll intersect an axis between those 2 points. But you can also combine these all together. You can use planes to define where an axis would be. A good example of that, mate, would be, I've got this hole here, and I want to pattern it around the center of this square face. But I don't have a center line, and I don't have a circular face to put a center line through. So what I could do is create a plane between those 2 faces, right? So that gives us that. Then I could create another plane through those 2 faces there. And then where these 2 planes meet, going through there, I want an axis. So you'd say, give me an axis between that plane and that plane. And then that is essentially the center of that face. And then using pattern tools, we can create a pattern of that hole around that axis. So that's an example of where you could use planes to make an axis and then use the axis for a pattern. So that's an axis, and then a point. Points have, I wouldn't say limited uses, but it's like, you know, if you want to tap a hole on a curved face, for example, you can put a point on a curved face, because you can't sketch on curved faces, mate. It's not possible. So if you want to, like, say if you want to tap a hole where that axis goes through that face there, you can't sketch on that face to put a sketch point where that intersection point is. So you can use work point to intersect between that axis and that face, and that puts that little point there, and then using the hole command, you can tap a hole on that work point and then drill through that face. So that's what work points could be typically used for. There again is a whole bunch of other things you can use points for, like for example, if we were to sketch somewhere off of here, we can use project geometry to project that point onto this sketch, and then we can start drawing stuff and then dimension from our sketch to where that point is. Do you know what I mean? So there's many different uses for work point, but without this diving off and deviating into a huge, massive, lengthy tutorial on each one of these, we'll just leave it at that. So that's what each of these buttons does: plane, axis, and point. You do have these options here for limiting how you can create one, but each one of these can be done by just using the main button, which can be activated just by clicking the main section of the button. And then finally, mate, we've got UCS. Now, this is not really new, but I think it's possibly an underused button. I don't see many people talking about it, but it's got quite a nice use. The UCS is used when you need to create a whole new set of X, Y, and Z axes and planes in a certain region. And the fan is actually this is a good representation of that, actually. Let's get rid of the stuff I've just made. So my X, Y, and Z planes, they're useless. They're absolutely useless. They're all over here. My center point's here, but my model's all the way over there. So I can't use my XY plane, for example, as a mirror. I can't use that plane in an assembly when I place this part. I can't use that as a center line of the fan. So what we can do is we can create a whole new custom UCS and then drop it onto the model. So you can use the snap tool here. So just say, right, well, let's put the new UCS at the center of this face here. And then if you want to, you can define the direction of the X, Y, and Z axis separately. Just clicking OK and finish on that. That's given us a whole new custom UCS, which you'll see in the browser down here. There's your new YZ plane, there's your new XZ plane, and there's your new XY plane. And we've now got center lines going through the fan, which we can use to mirror things over and around. And then when we place this fan into an assembly, we can use these planes to align the fan into where it's supposed to go, using these planes as center lines. So that's the custom UCS, mate. That's what that's used for. And you can use these planes as well for sketches. You can sketch on that plane. And you can have as many custom UCSs as you want. You can drop another one down on the bottom if you want. You know, you can have as many of them as you want, but that would end up being quite unmanageable. But you can. There's UCS 1 and there's UCS 2 with a whole different set of planes per each UCS. Right, I know I'm trying to keep it as basic as I can, but work features are at the core of 3D modeling. You do need them, and you can get quite advanced with them. So I'm trying to keep it as basic as possible. I do have a full tutorial, as mentioned earlier, on what work planes are for and all the different ways of making them. I haven't done one on axes and points, but I suppose I could. But there you go, mate. That's the work features panel and the buttons therefore within held internally. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!